Hey everybody, going live today, doing something a little different. I'm trying to utilize my platform more often, and I had something to say today, so I thought I should go on here and go live for you guys. I actually had a brief moment of just stress today because, thank you honey, because I was unable to speak this morning. Thank you. I had some issues speaking. My last couple days have been so busy and just so hectic, and phone call after phone call, meeting after meeting. Over the weekend, we did a vendor event. I didn't necessarily do the event. We had a rep in the building to man our table, so I wouldn't have to be sitting there doing all that, speaking to everybody. But I did make my rounds. We went and set up for the reps, and then I went and made my rounds collecting business cards and doing the networking thing that you're supposed to do. But even just that maybe 10 minutes of just ripping and running around and speaking to every single table alongside all of my meetings, alongside of these phone calls, I was so sore. My throat was so sore, and I was so hoarse, and I was so scratchy for the last few days. And I woke up this morning and words just were not coming out, and I was so frustrated and I was so stressed out because I had an interview today with Hello Abound, which is a wholesale site, one that we currently use to wholesale our products to our, I will call them distributors. And I just was like, I'm gonna sound so ugly and it's gonna be so horrible. But what I tell you, like maybe 5 or 10 minutes before having to get on that Zoom meeting, everything just went back to normal. And I'm going to try not to overdo it right now. Hubby just handed me my hot stuff to soothe my throat if I have any issues. But I wanted to utilize this opportunity to speak to y'all. Hey, I can't do TV, babe. I wanted to utilize this opportunity to come and speak to y'all while I look like something, because y'all know I usually come as I am. I do not do a whole lot of super prep and theatrical productions for y'all, just because perfection is not something that I seek to have, unless it just happens. If perfection happens, it's because it happened, not because I pushed for perfection. I am not a perfectionist anymore. I used to be. So I'm coming as I am, and I just so happen to be cute today because I had an interview with the Hello Abound with that site today, so I had to be branded out because I was showcasing my brand. It was a spotlight brand interview, so of course brand had to be spotlighted. So I wanted to use this opportunity to speak to y'all while I can, and just talk about resilience. And I wanted to talk about a few things that I've been seeing on social media lately. This is not a Will and Jada thing, y'all. This ain't that. So don't think that this is that. This is something completely different. I've been seeing a lot of posts lately, the same circulated posts on many different pages. So I'm not pointing anybody out because I've seen it on so many different pages, talking about they want the comfortable life, right? They don't want to have to be resilient no more. They don't want to have to fight for anything. They don't want to have to push through. They want comfortable. They want, things to just happen. They want things to just come to them. And I'm here to tell you, unless you plan on it, it's not gonna happen. I would love to be able to say these miraculous things are gonna happen where life is just easy from start to finish, but that is not realistic, y'all. And yes, we want to manifest all the greatness in our life, and there is power of the tongues, and you do have to be careful how you speak on yourself. I believe in that 1,000%, so I am not pulling away from that statement. But what I am saying is that you can't just sit and hope for things to happen without you playing your part. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I jotted down a few notes to kind of help me get through this, because y'all know I'll start to go off on a tangent and never come back to the actual topic. So I did write myself a few notes, and I want to come in today on Satin Talk and give y'all a live look at how I prep for my videos, how I prep for my blog, my vlogs, whatever. Because chances are I'm going to use this content in a few different ways. I'm going to use it to create some reels. As you guys know, if you are not new here, y'all already know that my Facebook pages, I have 2 Facebook pages that are monetized right now. So I do get paid for content that I post on social media. So, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, y'all doing this stuff for likes and whatever. And I'm here to tell y'all that they are not doing them for likes. They are doing them for payment. They are doing it for cash. Likes and views, engagement turns into money when you're monetized. So yeah, some of the stuff that they may be putting up isn't the best content. You know, it may not be moral. It may not be of high, you know, value when it comes to characteristics and morals and all things like that. I won't agree with everything that is being posted, but honestly, when these people are monetized and they are making money for their content, they want your likes. So they're going to put out triggering things. They're going to put out, you know, popular things. They're going to put out trending things because they want to get paid. Me, on the other hand, I do like to stay on the lighter end of the spectrum. I like to push positivity. I like to push peace and peace finding. I like to push growth. I like to push, you know, entrepreneurship on those that are built for entrepreneurship, because obviously we know it's not for everybody. And I like to make sure that my views go towards that. Not here to judge anybody else's, but I'm gonna need y'all to get up out that habit of all y'all do things for likes. They not doing them for likes. They doing them for pay. And if you're not doing it, you're the one missing out. So I am Joe Schmo. I'm the regular chick on the block. I'm Joa Shamoa on the block, and I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be Insta famous. You don't have to be super duper popular. You don't need thousands upon thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of followers to get monetized, because I have been able to do it, and I have only a handful of followers. And again, if you're coming in, y'all gonna hear my ambiance, y'all gonna hear my household, because again, I do not seek perfection. I want to be the gal that comes in and shows you that you can do what you're already doing. Post what you're already posting, say what you're already saying, do what you are already doing within your household, within your job, within your, you know, your business if you're an entrepreneur, and make money alongside of that. You don't really have to re-strategize your business plan. You don't have to re-strategize your life to make money doing this as well, because people just like you at home doing whatever they do, they like to see things that they're already doing. So, you know, there are people out there that are seeking your type of content, and they just need to see it. So put it up there, get those views up, get monetized. Before I dive into the topic today, which is resilience, that's absolutely what we're talking about today, is resilience, and why you should not be avoiding having to be resilient, right? Again, people don't want to have to be resilient, but I'm going to tell you why you should be. That's the topic today. But before we get into that, I just want to drill down on this monetization again one last time before I move on. Monetize your social media pages. We're talking about Facebook specifically, because all of these pages, all of these social sites have ways to be monetized. Facebook is the easiest one to get into right now because of the low thresholds. You only need to have 1,000 views per month in order to qualify. There are a few other little tidbits on qualification, but as far as that viewership that everyone is so concerned about, you only need 1,000 views, not even 1,000 followers, y'all. 1,000 views. My Facebook page, the one that is monetized on the personal tip. So my Minovet Chrissy, at Minovet Chrissy, is my personal Facebook page. I converted it over to a professional page so I can monetize it. I only have 352 followers there, y'all. As of today, I have 352 followers, and that page is monetized. Why? Because it's not the followers that they care about. They care about the views. I get the views. For whatever reason, people ain't hitting follow. I don't know. I'm not interesting enough for them to follow me, but I'm interesting enough to watch. Whatever, keep watching. You know, it pays the bills. So that page is monetized, and I only have 350 followers. My other page that is monetized is my business page, where I sell all of this Minovet drip that y'all see. I sell my items there, I sell my services there, and I also make money from being monetized there. The reels that I post on Minovet make me money. Now there I do have a few more followers. I have about 2.2 thousand, still a low number, because like TikTok and all these other places, YouTube, they want you to have tens of thousands, if not hundreds, to get paid there. Facebook only wants 1,000 views, not followers. So if you do not have the eyeballs on your page, I need y'all to start posting content. I need y'all to start engaging with your followers. I need you to build up your follower, not even necessarily your follower, but just your viewership. You need people to be interested in what you're posting. Use your hashtags, use your ads, post in groups, utilize pages and other resources and community networks around you to bring more eyeballs to your pages. Get up to 1,000 views. Go ahead and then click those links to apply for monetization. What links is this that I speak of? I have a group. It's called Satin Talk, Monetize Your World. If you head over there, there are links within that group that tell you exactly how to apply to be monetized. So let's get off of that. We all know Reels make you money on Facebook if you are monetized. I'll talk about more of that later, but let's dive into the topic because I don't want to lose my voice before I'm done getting through everything. So again, like I said earlier, I'm on here just responding to posts that I see online. I'm not responding to anyone in particular, so please don't think I'm coming for anybody. If the shoe fits, that's on you. I'm sorry, but I'm coming to ruffle feathers, and I'm coming to ruffle them in a good way because I want us to walk out of this, grown up a little bit. Let's grow. Let's, build things and do things the way we plan on them to be done. So this is what we're talking about with resilience. So a lot of us, again, desire to not have to be resilient. I know this from posts that I've seen circulated online. We want the easy life. We want the comfortable life. We don't want to have to work for anything. We want everything to just come to us. That is so possible. Do not let me pull that dream from you. It's very, very possible. I am just here to say it won't just happen out of nowhere. And say, for instance, it does. You're blessed and these things just come and fall into your lap. They won't continue to just happen without you playing your part. So plan on it, y'all. I have many things going on in my life that could be deemed as issues. My health, my stress, and my anxiety. I deal with all of that. I am not perfect. I'm human. I go through stuff. And I pray that they will go away, but I can't just pray and then hope that they go away and then that's it, y'all. I have faith. I'm hopeful. I have all of that. But I also have to play my part to not continue to put myself in situations that lead up to stress and anxiety and health issues. So I do also still have to play my part in that way. So I started to change things in my life to help them go away. And then I plan on making them go away. So again, that's my part. I got to pray and then plan and then execute and then sit and manifest it, right? So it's levels to this. It's a lot of things that y'all have to do. I've gotten flack from some of my spiritual comrades that are in tune with body, earth, God, whether you're spiritual and religious, one or the other, a little bit of both. We believe in putting out what you get in. We believe in that balance. We believe in power of the tongues. We believe in all of that. So we don't like speaking on the negative parts of our life because some of us feel that if we speak on it, it makes it so, if you speak on it, it makes it more real. But in reality, it's already there. You are not speaking these things into existence. You're acknowledging what's already there. And you can't fix what you won't acknowledge. Just ignoring issues doesn't mean that they're going to go away. It doesn't mean that since I didn't speak on it, it's not going to happen anymore. It was already happening, So it's not really speaking things into existence. It's not really power of the tongues and saying I'm hurt or saying that I'm anxious or saying that I'm stressed and now I am therefore stressed. It's you acknowledging what actually is already happening and then planning to overcome it. That resilience that we don't want to have to do still has got to happen. It's just a little bit. Being resilient is not a negative thing because honestly what being resilient means is it means you can easily overcome things that are thrown at you. You can easily overcome those odds that you're facing because you have been built to do such. Just like strength. Strength is trained. Strength is practice. Strength is something that you do over and over again. You get so good at it and now it's your strong point. It's not something that just happens. Strength doesn't just come. Something has to happen for strength to come, right? Same thing with resilience. We don't want to have to be resilient, but you don't want to not be resilient either. Let me know if that makes any sense. So, hold on, let me check off where I am so I don't get lost in my notes here. So you speaking on something and you making it known is not you surrendering. You're not surrendering to those issues. Again, we're just acknowledging them and then learning how to plan around them. You learn how to plan around them. You learn how to plan with them. You know how to plan in case they pop up. Because it may not be an ongoing thing. If it's not a health issue and it's not something that's persistent, it's something that comes to you every now and then. You still have to learn how to plan around it, plan with it, and plan on it in case it pops up. So until I can remove what's bothering me, until I can, get to a point where I don't have to look at it anymore, I not only plan on dealing with it, I plan on dealing with it with help. So I don't have to get through stuff on my own, because that support system, a lot of us don't have the support the way we want it, but we do have support in some way, shape, or form. Even if it's just online, I support so many people online that I've never met before. So many people support me online that have never met me before. We have support somewhere. We're not getting support from where we want it. Go get it from where it already is. And it's as simple as that. Use the support that you have and lean on them if they will allow it. Because again, don't bring entitlement into the situation. We may want support from people that we don't get it from, and that's okay. We just have to go to where it is and utilize those resources. So again, until I can remove these situations, I'm going to plan on it, plan around it, plan on if it were to happen, and then plan on it with some help. Bring people into your life that you love and trust, that want to help you, that want to support you, that can handle loving and supporting you. Because you do have to remember, people are also going through their own things. Put them into the plan, let them know what's happening, and, kind of get through things a little bit easier once you have that help. So I used to let my issues hold me back, y'all. Like, I used to give them power over my life just because I used to go through things alone, and because that's all I would dwell on. And in those instances, I would pull myself down just because that is all I was focused on, and I would not see anything else. So we got to remove it. Do not let it have that type of power over you. You have to learn how to move around things until you no longer have to move around them, period. So what we're gonna do, let's come back to acknowledgement. Let's acknowledge our troubles. Let's acknowledge that things happen in our life that we don't necessarily want to happen. Let's acknowledge the realities in our life and then plan on it. Plan on them to happen. This is not speaking things into existence. Planning on bad things to happen is not speaking things into existence. It is planning on life. You want to make plans, and then you want to plan on that plan to fail. Why? Because if for any reason it fails, you have a plan to overcome it. That's the resilience that we're talking about, right? We don't necessarily want to put ourselves out there and not look at the negative aspects at all. And then for whatever reason, something negative happens, and now we just sit here crazy because we don't have no plan. We don't have no plan to go around it. So when you make a plan, plan on success, plan on moving forward, plan on growth, and then also have those few plans to the side just in case something doesn't go right. So if something doesn't go right, you had a plan to go around it, right? We still want to walk away with a level of success. We want to learn, we want to grow, we want to thrive. So this is how I operate my entire life, not just business. I operate my personal the same way. When things do not go correctly, I got a plan. I have something. I have a backup plan. I have something in place where I can still walk away with my head held high. This is what I need all of us to do. If I just go personal, give y'all some of my personal information. I have been bankrupted. Money. We're talking finances here. I have been bankrupted twice, 2 times, y'all, because of my health. The first time I was bankrupted on my health because, of course, I didn't plan on it. So I didn't have a backup plan, and we spiraled, and money just wasn't happening. I ended up getting sick. I lost my job, and going from 1 or 2 incomes to 1 on a check-to-check lifestyle because we didn't have savings. We didn't plan on money not being able to come in as normal. We ended up having to file for bankruptcy because we literally could not afford the lifestyle we were living anymore without me working. And we weren't even living an extravagant lifestyle. You have a lot of friends and family like, well, you need to stop doing this and cut back on this and do that. Well, when you're only living to pay bills, when you're only living to eat, when you're only living to survive, there's nothing to cut back on. So there was nothing to cut back on, and it bankrupted us. That was step 1. That was years ago. The second time that we ended up going bankrupt due to my health was literally medical bills. We had the money. Business business was booming. Money was coming in left and right, and we were doing very well. Got ourselves back on our feet. After that bankruptcy, got a really nice house, got a few nice cars, things were going great, but we didn't plan on $40,000, $50,000 medical bills, multiple times being rushed to the hospital, ICU, emergency surgeries that were not planned and that my insurance did not fully cover, right? And we ended up having to file bankruptcy again due to medical debt. Second time, I didn't plan on it, and life just caught me up in a whirlwind and turned everything upside down. And I'm just like, okay, we are not 3 and out. We are not about to do this again. I need to start figuring this out. No, I will not predict that my future will be full of health issues. No, I will not predict that I will struggle for the rest of my life, but I will plan on it just in case. In case anything negative were to happen in my life, I need to have a plan. If I were to fall into a health crisis tomorrow, what can we do to make sure we don't go down that road again? And that is what we started to do. And unfortunately, last year, I had a couple health crises. I had 2. Out of the last year, 12 of those months, only about 5 to 6 were actually working months for me, for myself. And with me being at this moment, me and hubby kind of go back and forth on who is the breadwinner in the family, because for a long time it was him. Hubby held it down. He did everything that he needed to do outside of my medical issues, because there was nothing we could do about that, and we didn't plan on it. That was on both of us. We didn't have a backup plan for if something, because I mean, whoever plans to just be so ill that life crumbles, right? No one plans on that. At least most don't. Some do, most don't. But at that, back then, hubby was the head of the household when it came to finances. He's always the head of our household. But when it came to finances, hubby was the head of our household. But now things have turned. Tables have turned. Minovet has taken off and is the, breadwinner. The business is the breadwinner in the household. But now that hubby works home with me now, he quit his job to stay home and work with Minovet full time. This is a me and him thing. It's a us thing. So Minovet brings in majority of the money in our household, and we do it together as a unit. And last year I ended up falling ill twice. The first time took me out for about 2 months. The second time took me out for about 3 to 4, maybe 3.5 months. And the difference between the first time and the second time, and remind you, this was all in the same year. We had plans for both, but that second time I was unable to work at all. We had to shut it down. I was rushed to the ER. We had to have emergency surgery, and it shut me down to the point where I had to put a notice up online. I had to refund customers their money because I could not fulfill their orders, because we did not have a team in place to kind of help us fulfill those orders. Although we did have a plan on how to move forward if things had to shut down, something that I didn't have in the plans before that bankrupted us. This time we had a plan. I had a team. I had people behind me that were helping me. I had reps doing events. I had different services that did not require me to physically get up and work. I could work from the couch. I could work from the bed. I could work from the comfort of my home. Hubby was able to take on a lot of those duties, physical work, because he was home with me now. So I'm like, okay, you can't do this because he's not skilled in that yet, but you can do this. And we kind of figured out what could we do to continue to make us money if I was unable to work. That was the difference about that third time that I fell ill. It did not bankrupt us. What it did is it made us money. So to be 1000% transparent with you guys, I do not use my ailments to boost my business. I do not use it as a leverage to make money, but I use my experiences. I use my life experiences. I use what I'm going through. I use my story to help bring light to my business, and people come to support me because I help them through that same mindset. So yes, I went through this. Yes, this happened. Yes, this happened. Yes, this happened. But we plan here, we plan here, we plan here. And here's where my mind is. Here is how I operate. Here's how I plan, strategize, and I move forward. And I need y'all to do it too. That part has made me money because it brings more eyeballs to my page. People see my resilience and they look up to it. I bring them inspiration. I help them get through what they're going through. They want to come out and support my business for that alone. They may not even want my stuff. But honestly, once they're here and they hear my story and then they see my stuff, it's like, sis, I need that too, because I sell high quality products. So I take everything in my life, the good, the bad, and the successful, and I turn it into something fantastic. And that's what I want to teach y'all how to do, right? So I'm about to show y'all, how I was able to do that briefly. And then it's going to lead into another money making tip, which will be a shameless plug. Again, I'm transparent. I let y'all know, yes, I'm making money. But I'm showing y'all this because most businesses won't. Most businesses won't. They'll go ahead and make their money and they'll do their stuff on the side and then they'll just show you their dollars later and you won't really see how they did it. I am transparent because I want you guys to learn from what I have. I don't have the perfect story for you because it's barely the perfect story for me, but I'm hoping that something in my story, something in my processes, something in my strategic planning works for your business well enough that you take it and implement it into what you already have and what you're growing. You don't have to copy and paste from start to finish. If you do and it works, great. I promise y'all, I don't care. This is where I'm doing it. But hopefully there's something in here. Hopefully there's something in here that you can take and add to your plan to boost what you got going. So I wrote this out. I did not memorize it, so I'm just going to read it because I don't want to stumble through it. So I'm just going to read it, and it's already up on the screen. It's in the description. This is how my last year, this is in regards to 2021, right? So to whoever needs to hear this, whether you are going through something or not, I'm here to tell you that you can still win. Remove your doubt and win. My small Black-owned business made over $10,000 in revenue in Q1 last year while being on an unplanned medical leave. And out of that quarter, 2 of those months I was down. Remember, 2 months down and I still made 10K in Q1. Why? Because I planned on it. I already told y'all about that. I'll never get online and brag for any other reason than to tell you that you can still win even when things don't go as planned. When you plan, also plan to fail. Already spoke on it. This is not a brag. This is a testimony, and I'm hoping that this testimony helps you get up and do the same thing. If you plan to fail, then there is a plan in that failure. Even though we don't really call it failure, it's learning. You have learned that this may or may not happen, and this is what we'll do in the event that it occurs. If it doesn't, great. We're still on plan A, right? So y'all have to plan on everything, plan for anything and everything to happen. All these different alternate stems of your universe can happen at any point. Plan on it. That's it. So we get so tied up in keeping a positive aspect and a positive perspective that we forget about life, which can sometimes be negative and does still happen, whether you manifest it or not. We do not live in the perfect world, so let's stop acting like it. Plan on things to go wrong so you can get through it. We can get super analytical and break down why there's a reaction to every action and pull my last statement apart. But at initial acknowledgement, sometime shit happens, okay? Sometime it happens. Bad things can happen, so you have to be prepared for it. Plan for when it happens and be logical about it. Planning on bad things happening is logical. It's not speaking anything negative into existence, so don't feel bad about paying attention to the negative. Pay attention to it so we can fix it, okay? Don't dwell on it. Don't only focus on it. Look at everything, see the positive aspects in life, but let's not act like negativity doesn't happen. That's the difference. So I have been solo and without a plan more than enough times to figure out that I need to plan for the bad as well. Bad things happen, and I know that I don't want to deal with those bad things. So if I can't handle it on my own, then I plan on it, and I plan on it with help. That way I don't have to face what bothers me alone. use that support system that y'all have around you. I would love to say that my resilience is a God-given trait that I just knew how to use on my own, but it wasn't. God gave me the tools that I needed to be resilient, but it was up to me to use those tools. So let's plan on being resilient, let's thrive, and let's win no matter what. Y'all, that's it. That's all. I wanted to put that statement out there again because I want you guys to know that no matter what you're going through, no matter what life throws at you, no matter what curveball comes in, whether it's a natural occurrence, whether someone comes in and pushes their negativity onto you, they come in, they're malicious, they're doubtful, they pull from you, they drain you, whatever it is, whatever brought that negative realm into your life, I want you guys to know that there is still a way around it. You can still grow and you can still thrive. We just got to plan on it. Plan is the key word of today. Like if this was a Sesame Street episode, the key word of the day is plan. Let's plan on being resilient, and let's not fight it. Let's not try to get away from it, because at the end of the day, if something were to happen, the other side of that negativity is through resilience. So we need that part. We need it. Don't run from it. Embrace it. And then before we get out of here, like I said, I was going to do a shameless plug. So shameless plug is approaching. Minovet.com is my website. Y'all all know Minovet because I talk about it left and right. I push my business down your throat. You will either love it or you will hate it and you'll delete me. And hopefully, since you're still here, you'll love it. You love it. So I'm going to continue to talk about it. I got on my Minovet drip today. So today I'm doing a little different. Y'all been seeing me in my loungewear. I do still have on my fave, my dressing gown that I love so much. It's floor swept and it can be worn so many different ways. Wear it with your loungewear around the house and just queen out in the house. Throw it on, and while you're getting dressed, doing your makeup, getting ready, do your reels, do your get ready with me videos online, and throw on your Minovet dressing gown and fab out while you do it. Or it can be a nice sweeper. Throw it on with a crop top, a white tank, and some jeans. Keep it simple, keep it cute, right? And you can wear it outside the house as well. You can do it either way. Today I have on my activewear just because it's, I don't know, it's giving, y'all. I don't know. You tell me, because I think it's giving. It's giving me all the curves and everything that I need because it's pulling and it's sucking and it's tightening everything up. It is activewear. It is form-fitting activewear. I have on my padded bralette just because I was not enhanced enough to wear bras without padding in it. So yes, this is the padded one, but I do also have ones without the pads in it. If you are nice and voluptuous up top, you don't need the pads, or you can use the pads for extra coverage, because we all know being outside, sometimes the extras like to show through. So I do have the option for either or, padded or not. This is our sport leggings. So these are nice and firm. They're comfortable. They're firm but comfortable. They pull in right where you need it. These come in extra small up to 2XL. And then we also have our just regular yoga pants and our regular leggings with the regular waist that aren't as form-fitting. Not as form-fitting. They are form-fitting. They're not as tight. They're not as pull and suck me in. You'll get a little more action. You're going to get a little more wobble in those when you walk. So, be careful. Don't hurt them in those. But that is the difference between our sports attire and our regular loungewear attire. So you'll see our signature Minovet I Am Queen print on a lot of these items, including our satin bonnet. So, if you decide to do it in the house and you want to wear your matching bonnet, we have these as well, which are reversible, y'all. These come in dual line satin style, so you can wear them either way. You can have the Papa signature on the bottom. That can be your red bottom. We're gonna call this our queen bottom style, or you can in the black on the outside, or you can go ahead and show off the print because they are reversible. All the bows that you see on our items are adjustable. They're irremovable. You don't have to worry about losing your ties within the bonnet. They cannot be pulled or sucked in, but they can be pulled enough to be adjustable. So let's see if y'all can see that. Can y'all see my hand through there? How about I just do this? So y'all can see that these actually tie and make them adjustable. So see how short they are there? then you can pull them and you can make it fit. So these do fit youth as well. And then we also have our toddler size for the little queens, the queens in training. So you guys can do an awesome mommy and me set, and y'all can match and be fly together. Robes are coming soon for babies. We don't have them yet. We are hoping to drop those before the year ends. But for now, mommy and me bonnets are available, and mommies, y'all can get y'all I Am Queen gear on Minovet.com. If you are interested in selling our items in your shops, e-com or brick and mortar, we definitely wholesale. So if you look at the links in the description of this video, there are 2 wholesale links there: helloabound.com and Minovet.com. You can wholesale on both, and I'm about to break down the differences because people ask me all the time, what is the difference? Hello Abound is offering a bonus deal. If you are new to their site and you qualify, because you have to qualify to buy on their sites, you need to be a registered business. So the government needs to know that you have a business. That's what register means. The government knows you exist. You pay your taxes, and you need a reseller certificate, so that no tax reseller certificate where you can come buy items that you plan to resell. If you have that in your possession, if you obtain a reseller certificate, you qualify to purchase on Hello Abound, and you get a $200 sign-up bonus. And what that means for you is that your first box can be free, because our minimum opening balance must be at least $195. So if you come in and add $195, at least $195 to your cart, and you get that $200 sign-up bonus, guess what? Your first order is free. Any overage over $200 has to be paid, and you don't have to pay until your items ship. So that's nice that you're not paying for items well in advance, waiting a few months for items to get there. You pay once they ship, and if you are a brick and mortar or have a physical store, you also qualify for next 60 accounts, so you can start to sell before your money is even due. So that's a great opportunity for my registered businesses that have reseller certificates. Come get $200 in free products, get your first box for free, sell online, and get your net 60 account if you are a brick and mortar. If you do not have a reseller certificate and you do not qualify for that yet, because I hope that that's what you're building towards. If you need help, I can definitely help you get there. But if you're not there yet, you can still wholesale with us. You can come get our wholesale prices as long as you hit our minimums, which is at least 10 items. There is no dollar amount minimum, just 10 items of whatever those items are. Head over to Minovet.com to see what those options are. And then we do have payment options like you're paying for in your installments. So there's Klarna, there's Afterpay, there's Shop Pay by Affirm, and we now also partner with Sezzle. So if you go to Klarna.com and type Minovet in the search bar, our business is there. Same with Afterpay, same with Sezzle. Shop Pay is available directly on our site. So you can do that there, and we are currently booking for June for custom manufacturing if you qualify to become one of our premium clients. Things are changing. We have clients now that keep us so busy, that buy so much, that unfortunately we cannot offer custom options to every single person that comes on our site. To keep our quality standards as high as they are, we do have to limit the amount of custom orders that we take in. So private label means, let me give you guys the difference between private label and custom manufacturing. Private label means we have items. This is actually one of our private label bonnets. Okay, this bonnet comes blank, without tags, without any branded packaging, which means anyone can buy and resell these as their own. You do not have to tell people you got it from Minovet if you don't want to. I promise y'all, we do not care. I am okay with sharing the wealth because we made it. We still get paid because you bought it from us. So go ahead and build your brand and grow your bonnet business through us. We will provide you with high quality products that your clients will love, and they never have to know who made them. So this is what we do with our private label. Some of our private label options can be customized, which means we can put a logo on light colored items. We can put custom tags. We can provide custom packaging. And right now we are booking for anything that needs to be customized for June, because we're booked all the way through May. Like, y'all are really going in for us right now. So we wanted to put that statement out there because I do know a lot of people get discouraged when they're like, I can't get it until June. Yeah, you can't get it until June. So if this is something that you're interested in for your summer line, let's get it going now. People have also tried to wait. Okay, well, I'll just come back in June. And what's going to happen? I'm predicting the future because this is how we've been rolling like this for 3 years now. You're going to come back in June and we're going to be booking for like November by then. So I need you to book well in advance, at least 2 to 3 months in advance. If you have strict deadlines, if you're a little flexible, we can play with it. But if you have strict deadlines, you have an event, you have something coming up, a grand launch, something opening, and you need items in hand by a certain day, like Juneteenth. We have a lot of clients right now that are booking their orders for Juneteenth right now because they need their items for those market events that they plan on going to. Now's the time to book those orders so we can make sure we have your products in hand. Minovet items are always available. As long as it's in stock, you can get those within 1 to 2 weeks. Same thing with private label when they're blank. Once you want to add your name, packaging, or branding to anything, you're on that calendar where things are about 2 months out. So order anything that needs to be customized in advance. And then last but not least is our custom manufacturing. What that is full-blown custom designing. So the same way that I created these items, this item here, my scarf that I haven't even put online yet, these are coming soon, y'all. And my bonnets, if you need something with a custom print, you need custom colors that we do not offer. You like the teal and the blue, but you want a darker blue. Can I do a darker blue? You can, but it's custom manufacturing. And what makes you qualify for custom manufacturing is 100 items or more. We do not custom design unless you plan to purchase at least 100. And then as far as becoming a premium custom client where we help you create a full line of items, you need to anticipate to spend at least $10,000 with us for the entirety of the year. So within 12 months, you need to plan to put at least $10,000 in your budget to become a premium client, and you maintain that title within our connection as long as you hit those goals. If at any point after a year you don't meet those goals, unfortunately we have to remove you from the program because we have a waiting list of people that do want to hit those thresholds, that do want these products, and they will actually fulfill their end of the deal. So that is something that we're doing now just because we're limited, you guys. Y'all have been blowing us up. Business has been booming. The manufacturing facility is still opening. We have the building and the keys in our possession. We have to get a few more things going before we can officially open. We hope to be open by this summer so we can take in more clients, but right now we can only take a handful. I have about 1 to 2 spots left for full-blown custom manufacturing. So if you were ordering custom items before where we custom created colors for you, you have to order at least 100 from here on out, and that is 100 per color, not 100 items total. Each item that requires us to custom create for you, you need to order at least 100 of those, so that way I can afford to put the staff on the schedule to be able to get those items to you, because I cannot physically do it anymore. That was the difference. Before, it was me. When it was me creating everything, I didn't mind grabbing things from all over and creating all these crazy orders. But now that I am hiring people, I need to make sure that I can afford them. And the only way for me to do that is to set minimums that makes me be able to afford them. So please help us continue to grow. I do understand if you have to make other moves or adjust your plans with our new changes, but I am hoping that you understand where we're coming from. You see our growth and you want to continue to support us. Understand that we are a small business and we can only do so much at a time, and that you'll come in and adjust with us. And if there's something that you are planning to do in the future and it requires a little bit of investment, contact me, reach out to me, and let's see what we can do with all of these different payment options, all of these different programs and funding sources, because we have also partnered with a funding company to help you get up to $50,000 for your retail items, for your vendors. They pay your vendors directly. You pay them as your items sell. So you pay a percentage of your sales profits to cover the items that you purchased. So that is something that we can assist you with if you qualify for that. So I'm out of here. I'm already going hoarse. I already complained today about losing my voice and being irritated by things. The difference in that though is that I'm choosing to speak versus having to speak and being strained out, even though I don't want to strain, period. But that's what my post earlier was about. If you guys were tune into my personal page at Minovet Chrissy, follow me there for the inside my mind and everything that I do behind all of this. Again, I show y'all my transparent setup. I show y'all my transparent life, not to show you guys perfection or to make you look up to me in any way, but just to look at me and see the regular things that happen in my life behind this business so that you know that you can do it too. Everything that I'm doing here, you guys can do it as well. Are you on mine? And the hubby's back here checking my pages. Was it anything that I needed to respond to that I missed before I get out of here? Because I'm not looking at the feed at all. I can't see that far, y'all. Hold on, let me pull it up and make sure before I get out of here, because I want to make sure that okay, just wanted to make sure I wasn't ignoring anyone. Okay, so yeah, and then y'all, whenever we go live, whenever you see me on a live feed, feel free to comment in, chime in, give me your thoughts, give me, your whatever, and I definitely respond. Shout yourself out, tell me where you're from. If you have a business, drop your links and your pages in the comments. I am definitely about sharing the wealth. I do not mind, y'all. I promise I don't mind. Shout yourself out and let people know who you are. And my feeds, use my platforms to add to your growth. I know y'all doing so many different things to add to growth, but you can use me too. Use me, y'all. This is what I'm here for. And hopefully you do the same and you bless someone else with the same opportunity. Let's keep things growing and, thriving that way. Minovet Chrissy, thank you so much for tuning in for this impromptu live at Satin Talk. And hopefully we can continue to grow outside of this feed. Simply Minovet Chrissy, Bosses in Love, Bigger Better Bosses, Satin Talk. Those are all my pages. Follow all of them. Talk to y'all later.